This week's Forex plan is simple. I'm going to buy the US dollar. Let me share my plan with you. Okay, before I show you the dollar index chart, which I usually do, I would like to show you something a little bit different. I am going to show you the treasury bonds, so 10-year T-bonds and the long-term treasury bonds. Why am I showing you this? Is because treasury bond has a inverse correlation to the US dollar. We can see on Friday, this is the treasury bond, we have a bearish engulfing bar. So bonds are likely to continue the downtrend. And you can see the accumulation distribution line right here. It shows the volume is so much more on the distribution side, meaning that it's bearish. People are still selling it. And final one that I like to show you is the bond yield, 10 years bond yield. This has a direct correlation with the US dollar. We are seeing the opposite, a bullish engulfing bar on Friday. So the uptrend's likely to continue on this end. Therefore, I'm using this market correlation method to confirm that the buyers are on the buy side for the US dollar. Let's get right into the dollar chart. So this is a US dollar chart. You can see on the daily we had the daily phase 2 early part of the week, which was expected. Straight away on Thursday, we are now going back to phase 1. It's not ideal. If you've been aggressive, you could buy it through this area. I didn't. So my plan next week would be, let me just clear some of the drawing. Would be wait until this area clear. So I need to see a break above 104.20, this area, before I consider to be a buyer of the US dollar. So on the flip side, I like to sell the euro. Euro is a little bit cleaner, so not hourly chart. Let's go to a daily chart first and change the pivot to monthly pivot. Take this off, so a lot clearer. So now we see the monthly pivot is already below. What I like to see is now the support level break, so the 107 area breaks. As soon as this break, we have a lot more room to the downside. You can see it's actually not much traffic until a lot lower. Let me show you a bit clearer. So we actually don't have much support until around the 103 to 101 area. We could be in the start of a new weekly phase 1, so we could be seeing this 102 area. So plenty of room to the downside if this channel does break. So let's see if it does break. I would be, because if you look at the trend going in the moment, we don't really have a clean sort of pull back on the daily. You really need to drop down to 4 hours, even hourly. What I will do is I'll drop down to hourly to show you what my plan would be on the on euro. So drop down to 1 hour. You can see we do have cycle on 1 hour. So what I will use this is, I like to be early on this one. If I can see price break lower on Tuesday, maybe on Wednesday, Monday, I don't think I'm going to take any action because it's a US bank holiday. So a retest around this 107.80 area, preferably a daily pivot or some sort of rejection with the EMAs. I'll take that as my entry on euro dollar. So top of my list is to sell the euros against the US. Pound looks bearish, but even though the support level breaks, we do have quite a lot more traffic. So if it breaks, we could see this and then here. So I'll use that as my correlation to sell euro. It's not top of my list to sell the pound, just the traffic is a bit, it's in the way for me to sell the British pound. Dollar Swiss, don't trade that awful lot, but I can see what it's trying to do. So I like to see price to break above the this trend line, so the 89 area. Once it's clear, then I would consider, but preference was still euro to buy, but I'll use that as a correlation. If I do see dollar Swiss breaks higher, then yes, better for euro dollar trade. Dollar CAD is, yeah, I like to, well, if it breaks this area here, the trend line, so which is above 136 area, then yes, I could be a buyer on dollar CAD. But I like to see all the dollar pairs doing similar things anyway, okay? Last one, that is, I do like to sell the Japanese yen as well. But we need to see the channel break. Arguable, you could take this trade at 14480 area monthly pivot, but you really need to drop down to like a 5 minute to trade that. So like this, and then it went up. So for me, I didn't catch that. Now in the middle of this is difficult because we do have resistance. I have a channel here, so I need to see now price break above, stay above, then yes, I'll take it to at least to the previous swing high. So dollar yen is on the list to buy. Gold and silver, I close off all my investment on gold and silver. Unfortunately, it was a little loss. I think I lost about 1.5%. Hey, it can happen. So, but my job is to cut my losses when it's not doing right, so which I did. But now you see gold is now potentially forming a lower high on daily. So through this area, if I see price break below this bar, then yes, I will look to be a seller of gold. So, but preference would be on Tuesday, and will be a smaller time frame, drop down to an hour or even smaller. You can see now we do have a triple top formation on the hourly. What we need to see is, what I like to see is break this, change of trend, come back for retest around this under 1940 area, perhaps a daily pivot or some sort of pivot or EMAs, then I'll use that as my entry point to short gold. Silver, final one to talk about, is we are already seeing some weakness in there. So potentially is, at the resistance level, $25. We're seeing 3 days reversal bar. So this trend, phase one is finishing. So what I like to see is I could be aggressive, not so aggressive, but it will be a Tuesday, definitely. Under this trend line, $24.50 would be my first entry, retest. Stop loss there, so give me plenty of room. If I'm wrong, go back up, I could manage it accordingly. If I'm right, then I can, if price starting to drop, I can manage my stop loss to my entry very quickly. So that's my plan. So recap, I am looking to be a dollar buyer, selling gold and silver, selling the yen and euro would be top of my list. If you do have any question, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and see you guys next week.